Hey guys, welcome back to Black, White, and the Grays. My name is Kylie, and welcome to my kitchen. I thought this would be a fun video because I have to do it anyway, and I haven't made it in a few weeks, and sometimes I just get out of the habit of making butter because it is a process. It is not a long process. It can be made into one, but how I do it, I simplify it. So you can do it with a cream separator, which I do have. Trey got it for me for Christmas last year, and I've used it, and it works really well. It's super time consuming to get the whole process set up. You got to heat the milk up to 100 degrees to run it through, and then you have to it's a lot. So in order for me to make butter more efficiently, I have just been skimming the cream off the cream line. And I have a ton of milk that I promised Trey I would get out of the fridge because it's taking up over half of our fridge. And right now I'm working on cleaning out a space for a fridge indoors, an extra fridge indoors, but the one on our porch is, when it gets super cold in the negatives or in the single digits, my milk inside the fridge is freezing. So I've been having to kind of work around that until I get my butt in gear and clean out where I need to put the fridge and get it all ready and set up, and then that could be sort of one thing. In the summer, it won't be an issue to have a little fridge on our porch or in the garage, but when we're in this kind of cold, the glass jars are like exploding inside the fridge. So that's not ideal. So it's gonna be a little quick video, and it's not hard at all. If you hear the little bell, it's our kitten Ping Pong. He's doing really good. If you've been following along with the channel for the last few months, you've seen the whole Ping Pong saga. I am going to be doing this whole butter process in my KitchenAid. Now, in videos prior, you've seen my KitchenAid. It is an apple green. I've had it for years and years and years. I got it for when I got married, so over 10 years ago. And in recent, with our boys just getting bigger and our family just I need to make double of everything. A bread recipe really did my KitchenAid in. I replaced the gear myself, and it worked for a little bit, and then again, just can't handle it. It's the KitchenAid Classic. So this, couple weeks ago, I invested in a KitchenAid, the Pro. It's the KitchenAid Pro 600. Costco does sell it, but they were currently out of stock when I wanted to. They have it now, but I actually got mine. I just Googled the same Costco one, and I found it on QVC for a really good deal. Less than $400 shipped, and I think it's like $375 shipped, and it's a bright red. You'll see it in a bit, but I'm just going to be using that with the whisk attachment, and you whisk it, and I'll put you on a time lapse. And yeah, but I'm going to show you how I separate my cream. It's kind of silly easy. It's just crazy stupid easy, but I'll get all my milk out so you can see what I'm dealing with. You can see I have quite a bit. You're going to see different levels. Some we've been using, some we haven't. The issue when you have this much milk, it's just out of control. So we even have my sister that milks 3 times a week, meaning we milk twice a day. So one full day and another half a day. And the way it's been working out is in the mornings, we typically get 1.5 gallons to 2 gallons. And in the evening, we get like 0.5 gallon to sometimes 1 gallon. And it depends, like on cold mornings, like this morning, my sister milked Bethany. She only got 1.5 gallons, but it's cold. So Mia sucks it up, it feels like, in the colder mornings. But then when it warms up in the evening and we milk, we'll probably get that extra gallon. But if it's a nice balmy day, where it was in the teens when we waited as long as we could this morning after 10, and it was still only 14, 16 degrees. So you got to do what you got to do, but it's going to warm up into the 40s today. So then, or maybe like 38 or something, then she lets down a little more. I don't know. It's just the way her body works and how we're figuring it out. She's like, I don't want to be milked this long in this cold. So I'm going to show you what I do. This gallon is perfect. We date everything. So I'm just going to take off the date stickers, which is masking tape. It works the best for me. This is a little low. I'd like it to be a little higher. Masking tape works the best. Do not shake your milk if you're doing this process, but you can see the cream line. This is not that thick. It can be thicker. Some are more like, here's a milk bottle. I prefer using these half-gallon jars over the milk bottle because the milk bottle, you can see the cream line here, but it's super hard to get it out. So I might just leave that one for drinking. That is our newest one anyway. And then I do gallon sizes. I use actually recycled pickle jars, as long as they don't smell like pickle anymore, which it takes a few times. Like you gotta soak them sometimes in some, like a soapy solution to get the smell out. Your milk will taste like a pickle if you do not do that. That's no good. And nobody wants pickle milk, but they are I've gotten another gallon set off Amazon. It's a 4-pack for like 30 some bucks. The jars just aren't as sturdy and as thick as these pickle jars. Now I have tried to order new lids that weren't pickle jar lids, so I could have some like plastic lids. I prefer that. I cannot get the right size ever, so I don't know. I could keep trying, I suppose. So that would be one thing I'd like to have, is just different lids, but these work, they're fine. So let's get going, let's get into this. I'll show you. I have a little ladle. This is what I use. Ping pong, you crazy kitten. Hello, this is Editing Kylie, and this is my very first voiceover, so bear with me. You are about to see that the ladle I told you I use does not fit in this jar. I do use this ladle, but it is for the gallon jars, and I typically use like a measuring spoon or a measuring cup, like a quarter cup. Also, you will see Ping Pong, our kitten, in the background on the little buffet thing, and I had no idea he was there. He is not allowed up there. I am dying, cracking up while I'm editing. He is killing me. He is so funny back there, but he is not allowed up there. He's a naughty boy. Naughty, naughty. Look at that thick. I got a lot of cream, and I'm gonna go stick on my whisk attachment over at the mixer. So let's go do that. Oh, so all this milk that I have skimmed the cream off of it, it is now skim milk. So that's where that term comes from. You skim the cream, you give it skim milk. It's really good for your chickens or your pigs or whatever you want to give it to, but a lot of this will be going to both chickens and pigs because there's just so much, and it's really good high protein for them in the winter, so it helps balance out their feed. In years past, for chickens, we would add in sunflower seeds and corn and when it's cold to help their bodies, and this year we've been adding a lot of milk into their feed, and so then they get the benefit of the high protein in the milk, and we get to save a buck or a lot of bucks. So let's hook this up. So first this will turn to whipped cream, and then it'll go to butter. That's the steps. I'm gonna set up my little GoPro here and let you watch it as it churns. Okay, I hope you got to see that. I hope it did okay. I'm gonna sit here down at the table. So right here is the butter in the buttermilk. At this point, we're gonna take it over. I'm gonna take it, actually, I'm not going to do it right now. I have to run to science class, and then I'll be back and we'll finish up this process. I'm just gonna put this whole thing, I'm just gonna put this whole basket covered with the rag in my fridge, and we'll get back to it in a little bit when we get back from science class. It is what it is. All right, I am back from science class, and I had this in the fridge, so it's really cold. we're going to just get the butter out. And you want to rinse it until it's clear. This is a lot of butter, man. I didn't realize it was going to make... Oh, it's freezing because it... Okay, so now you're going to want to run it under cold water, which is even going to be colder. Because if you run it under warm water, it'll melt. You can see this ball, and you can keep rinsing it underwater till the water becomes clear. My hands are freezing. It's pretty decently clear. Doesn't take too long. I wasn't able to use all that milk that I pulled out and showed you. It was just too full for the bowl. So this is, I don't know how much this is, but I'm going to salt this and put it up. I might freeze half of it and put it in the freezer just to preserve it for when we don't have our thing. And I'm trying to be a little more diligent with preserving our own butter because it's valuable. And this isn't as yellow as it was last month, but we've switched her the alfalfa because she's about ready to calf. Sometimes you don't want to give them that much alfalfa. And so we have been supplementing with a lot of just regular grass hay and just smaller amounts of alfalfa, but it's really showing in the butter, in the color of the butter. There is probably a million videos out there that teach you how to make butter in different ways, and they do it different ways. This is what works for me. Do with what you wish. It's very easy. If you don't have your own milk, you can get it from a local farmer, or you can actually just use heavy cream from the store and have the same concept. In my opinion, it's cheaper just to buy the butter, because if you're heavy cream can get expensive. I know you can get quite a bit from Costco for a decent price, but it's really beneficial if you're already milking the cow. But it still can be very easily done, and it's a really good practice too to like make it from store-bought cream. It's just like teaching yourself how. I think it's very important that we learn these skills, so get it from the store if you need to. If you have your own cow, awesome. This is our third year milking. We haven't quit milking for a year and a half, so we're about to dry our cow off. We're about to dry her off because she's about to calf. She's due on Cinco de Mayo, so May 5th. We are expecting our third calf out of this cow, and yeah, this is awesome. So thank you guys for following along with me, and be sure to like this video and subscribe down below. And all right guys, I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Oh, did I mention that you can salt this? So afterward you can salt it, you can make compound butter, you can make all sorts of things. I'm going to salt mine, put it up. That's it. It's pretty easy. That was a big chunk of butter I got this time.